guys, we have a new teaser. Elite specs are confirmed. No new class, no new mastery, no gems or item. This is obviously elite specs. But which elite specs are they? Which classes? What can we expect next? And do we have more information about where the expansion is? Yes, to all that. So let's go and check that out. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. And definitely comment every morning because we have a teaser coming every day. And we can make the theories together. Right there. Twitch.tv. Boom, 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 go. Now, here we have the little helmet, okay? Before we got the little loot, now we have this helmet. Now, if you look at this, it very much looks like a helmet a Valkyria would use in, you know, Norse mythology. Yeah? And it makes a lot of sense. We just got the Valkyria helmet inside of the Black Lion store. Well, I guess the Black Lion chest instead. But I mean, obviously, it's the same thing. So we're getting a Valkyria class? Well, maybe. What's also very likely is we're gonna get ourselves the Paragon class from Guild Wars 1. Kind of angelic kind of class that people have been waiting for a long time. It uses a spear, something we already gotten in Janther Wild, so it make a lot of sense. This is why a lot of people are saying that this is gonna be warrior. Now, I agree a little bit with that, but there's something we're missing. A Paragon is a class that you would make when you transform warrior and monk. You would merge them together and get a Paragon. So, in other ways, it could also be Guardian, as Guardians are canonically a warrior plus monk. You can see this as well in the symbolism from the classes, warrior right here, and Guardian right there. It's the same helmets. And also, chronologically, every time expansions get announced with new elite specs, the order of elite specs is always in threes. First, Mesmer, Guardian, and Necromancer. Here you can see it from HOT. And I typed this here just for reference. Verd, Harp, and Willbender on EOD. Elementalist, Revenant, and Warrior for the second batch. Revenant, Warrior, Elementalist right here. And for last one, Thief, NG, and Ranger. Thief, Ranger, and NG. Every time we've got a new expansion is the same batches. 3, 3, 3. And guess what? The first three is Mesmer, Bard, of course. I think at this point it's kind of undeniable that this is Bard. And of course, Mesmer at it. And now we also have Guardian for it. Paragon, most likely, but Guardian. It also makes sense because well, we're gonna get another type of warrior inside of warrior, like another knight. Like, I'm guessing that we're gonna get something more support-like in the next warrior spec. We already have Bladesworn as a samurai, we have Berserker as I hate you harder kind of spec, and Spellbreaker as a middle ground between magic and a knight. I don't think we need another haha I hate you hard spec. And a kind of paladin spec wouldn't really make that much sense in warrior either, because we already have a Spellbreaker for that. It's yellow, it's paladin-like. I think it's fine where it is. And then on Guardian, we don't really have an actual paladin, like a Seraph, like a Valkyria, like a Paragon. We have Dark Hunter, which is a little bit of that, but it just puts traps in the floor. It's very original, but very different. We have Willbender, which is more like an assassin kind of paladin-like. And then we have Firebrand, which is essentially just a priest. A very cool priest, but a priest nonetheless. So I think going for I'm a big paladin with a big weapon, and I do slow attacks and I destroy everything around my sight, kind of like a restoration paladin from World of Warcraft, would make a lot of sense. But then again, I guess we'll have to wait a little bit more. But that's what my predictions are at. I also made this little list here with every one of my predictions for each of the specs. Let me know what you guys think of this, of course. But I'm thinking, yeah, Mesmer, Bard, Guardian, Paragon is kind of what it's missing. Engineer, probably something like a Turretmancer. Maybe an Arrowman, you know, we have the mech, but this time we are the mech or something like that. A commando, like using rifle or whatever, being like a little sniper rifle, maybe a bit slower because it's an engineer, of course, putting traps or whatever. But I think the Turretmancer would be what people have really been waiting for. An engineer, kind of like Harmendinger from League of Legends, you know? It's putting turrets on the floor and letting them do the job. Necromancer, I think the biggest thing is going to be Minionmancer, as it's something that people have been asking for a lot. Warrior, some sort of support. I also like the idea of the commando on Warrior as well, especially with the revokes to rifle, like a warrior spec that uses ranged attacks would be super cool. Ranger, Beastmancer, maybe it's like reverse Soul Beast, you know? Soul Beast, you transform yourself, well, sorry, the beast transforms itself into you, but maybe Beastmaster, it's the other way around. You transform yourself into the Ranger pet. It even makes more sense because they actually reworked a lot of the pets very recently, so maybe this is why they were doing it. Maybe also we get instead 2 pets instead of 1. That could be kind of cool. Thief, I'm thinking, or a heavy thief, like a very slow thief that is melee, right? Or like kind of assassin. We haven't really gotten that with thief. We got the sniper rifle with Deadeye, Daredevil, which is acrobatic, but an assassin, not really. So I think anything like that here will work. Revenant, a dervish. I think people have been asking that for a long time. Coming back from Guild Wars 1, I think they'll be very, very happy with that. And Elementalist with a single attunement. A lot of people on Elementalist, they get confused with all the attunements. And we have Weaver, where you combine yourself all the elements, which is kind of complicated for a lot of people. And you have Tempest, where you actually overload them, you can infuse yourselves in them. But what about one where you just stay in one? The abilities change, and maybe you can even swap weapons, which is not something you can actually do in Ellie most of the time. That would be a very cool concept that people have been waiting for a lot. And personally, I'm not sure what else they would go for Elementalist. Maybe they could go for only 2 elements, and you just attune them at the start of the fight, and after getting combat, you can only work on those 2. But I think it could be a very, very cool idea. We also have this insane theory that links the names of certain stats inside of the game with the actual specs. For example, Mesmer, the Bard, is going to be called Minstrel, and Guardian is going to be called Seraph or Valkyria. And I was started thinking about it, and I think it would make a lot of sense, and it will be very immersive. I like the idea of having something like that. We already have Berserker and Warrior with Berserker, and linking the rest of the specs to this will be, I don't know, pretty good taste, I think. Engineer could be the Commander, Demolisher, Trailblazer. Necromancer could be the Apothecary, maybe the Zealot. Warriors could be Marshal, Knight, Cavalier, Cleric, right? Crusader. The Ranger could be a Shaman or a Carrion. The Thief could be a Viper Assassin. The Revenant could be a Ritualist. The Elementalist could be a Magi. That would work very well with the whole one element thing. It's a magician of that particular element. I'm not really 100% on this theory, but it could work, and I guess we're gonna see that tomorrow with a new teaser. I'm guessing we're also gonna get another teaser on Friday, even if it's July 4th, as you have Monday 1, Wednesday 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfectly until the announcement on the 15th. I'm guessing that they actually skipped Tuesday because of the Gem Store release. And I'm guessing that they're gonna do that again next week. But there's one more thing we haven't talked about, and that is the fact that the colors are still here. What does that mean? Does it mean that it's gonna be dual classes? Does it mean that both of the classes have the same color? No, it probably means that these are the color of the expansions, which means that we can very much tell where we're going. But this video is long enough, so I'm gonna send this video out and I'm gonna record the next one about my conclusions on where we're actually going this expansion with the new changes of color, and there's a lot of evidence that we haven't gotten through. So just subscribe to the channel, wait a few more hours, probably not that much, honestly, and go watch that video, because I think I know where we're going. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Subscribe, see you guys around, love you all, bye bye.